Let's try that again. There, do you see it?
Yep, I do.
Okay. Okay, so the first one was show the number of courses in each college. So when I do this and I run it, it comes out like that. And I know I need to do a count, and I know I need to get it from course, but when I put that in up here, it doesn't come out.
Okay, so you've gone back to implicitly list or making the joins. You want to make it explicit. So you need to put from college, join course.
Oh.
And then you probably want to give each of those aliases.
I had done that, and then I decided I didn't want to, so I don't know. Okay.
Okay, so now, do you have your ERD for this table? Or this, sorry, your ERD for university? We made it a couple weeks ago, that PNG. If
Yeah.
you can open that would be really good.
Okay, let me find it. We just made it last week, right?
Yes.
That's coming up. Hang on. Okay, do you want me to share that?
No, that's fine. Just look at it.
Okay.
So you need to connect college to course. Does college connect directly to course?
Department is in the middle of it.
Okay, so you're gonna have to join from college to department to course. So you've got from college, now join department. And give it an alias. Okay, so now you need to tell your computer how to join those things together. So what is the column that is shared between college and department?
College ID.
Okay, so then you want to do either on or using, and then the college ID. And if you're using, it needs to be in parentheses. You use parentheses to say, hey, there's two of them, but they have the same name.
Okay.
Okay, so now you've joined college and department. Now you need to join department and course. So what is the common column between department and course?
Department ID.
Okay, so after the join course, you need to do a using and then course ID. Okay, so now you have select the college name as college, and then you want to do the distinct courses course, the count of distinct courses.
Yeah. Now I don't know how to put that in, or I don't know where and how to put that in.
is going to be part of your select statement. The select statement is what you want to display. Okay, and
Is that
now
right?
space between distinct and course. Okay, and count. Okay, and you need to look and make sure. So look in your course on the ERD, look in your course table, and which column in the
I'm sorry.
course
You're cutting.
is
Hold on. You were cutting out a lot. So can you say that again? I'm sorry.
going to be unique for sure. Select or count course, but is course one of the columns in your course table? You need to find out what column represents each course in the course table.
It could either be course ID or course number, right? I mean,
Yep,
course name.
work.
And so what do I do with that?
Okay, so go look up at your select statement, and you've got the count distinct course as course. But course is not a column in the course table.
Oh,
So you can't say distinct course because you'll get nothing. You
so
need a column.
if I use the course name or the course ID or the course number, would any of those work?
Yes, any of those would work. Because all of those are going to be unique across all of the courses.
Okay.
Okay, so you have select the college name as college and count the distinct courses as course. And it's unhappy. See if you can figure out why it's unhappy.
Select is not valid at this position.
Expecting an open parentheses. Why? And you don't have anything above it? Use my data.
No, the only thing I did was tell it to use my database, and then I put my notes up there for me, and that's all.
I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe just cut out your comments for a second just to see if your comments are the thing that's causing it. No, that's not what's causing it. Okay, so let's look at your select statement. Select college name as college, account of distinct courses as course. Oh, one thing that you're going to run into is course ID is in more than one column or in more than one table. So you need to use the alias, the table alias. So you would put table dot and then course ID. Okay, that didn't make it happy. Select college name. Is college name the name of your column in college?
College name?
Yeah, look at your, just make sure college name is right. Okay, select college name as college. Count distinct. See that course ID is course from college. Call. Join department D using college ID. Join course C using course ID. I have no idea why it's unhappy.
Let me start over and see what happens.
You have an error.
Join Department D at line 1, it says. Hmm.
Maybe just go down or move 5 down a little bit and just retype it. And maybe sometimes like your comma ends up being, I don't think that's the issue, but you have anything else to do. And now just do from college. And then okay, it's happy about that. So there's something in the way that we've done the rest of it that's unhappy. So now do your joins. Leave the distinct out. We're trying to figure out where the problem is. So leave that second
Okay.
column out and just do the joins.
Oh, what happened?
Okay, wait, stop. Sorry, get rid of the join. It's unhappy now. Oh, it needs to be in parentheses.
What needs to be in parentheses?
College ID does.
And why? Oh, because we did that before. Okay. Because it's a.
When you have using, you only have to list college ID once, but you have to put it in parentheses.
Okay.
So now do your other join.
What happened?
Oh, it did it. It auto-corrected for you. When it comes up with a choice and you don't want that choice, just space bar. Just get rid of the choices before you hit enter. Okay, so it's happy. So there's something wrong with your count. I wonder if the problem, take the space out from behind count. No, between count and the parentheses. No, there we go. Oh, that was the problem.
Okay. I'm just gonna do that here then.
Okay.
Well, that's right.
From clause, unknown column, course ID from clause.
Okay, let's try that again. Why is it?
Is it named course ID in both department and in course?
Oh, there's no course ID in department.
Oh,
It has
it's
to be,
department ID. Is there a department ID in course?
yes.
Okay, that's what you need to have on line 10 using department ID.
Mm,
Did it work?
no.
Unknown department ID in from clause. Okay, so look at your course tables.
Okay.
No, sorry, just in your left column, in the left, click on course and let's look at your columns. So you have course ID. Now look at department. Oh wait, but do you have a department ID? No, you have depth ID.
Oh.
No, it's down on line 10.
But I would have to change this one too, right?
No, because your table is named department, but your column is named depth ID. In the future, even though it seems nice to abbreviate stuff, it isn't always the best idea to do it because then you make mistakes like that.
Okay.
Okay. So that only gave you one.
Yeah. In each college, I need each college.
Oh, you need a group by. So basically it's grouping everything together and you need to group it by what?
I don't know. College?
Oh, yep. But you need to pick a column that will give you all of your distinct colleges.
College name?
That would work. There you go.
I have a hard time understanding the group by still.
Okay, so anytime you use a sum or a count or any of the aggregate functions where you're going to take several rows and add them together, then it's going to add everything, but you don't want it to add everything. You want to add the one college together and the other college together. So you have to group those rows by what you want to how you want to separate it. So you want the two different colleges separate, so you have to group by those colleges. So you use a group by whenever you're using a sum or a count or an average function and you don't want just one big total average or sum. You want several sums, then you have to group it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So the next one was report. I need a report showing the total number of students for each professor can teach, or the capacity broken out by term.
Okay, so you're
So
going
it wants what I put here was that's the different columns that it wants. And so this is as far as I got. I know I need the professor name from the professor table. and the term year from the term table, and the capacity as teaching capacity from the section table. I don't know what to do after that.
Okay. So,
That's as far as I got with that.
okay, so you need the capacity is listed in your session, right? Okay, so yeah, so you need to go look at the ERD. You need the professor table, the term table, the section table. How are those joined to each other? It should be that the professor is connected to section, which is connected to term.
That's correct.
Okay, so we're starting from professor. So we've got our selects. So now you've got from section. Okay, that works. Now you need to join in the term table. Okay, so the where has to be after all of the joins. So get rid of the where. Okay, so you have from section, you're joining to the professor using the professor ID. Now you're joining to the term, but it's going to try and hook professor to term.
So I have to put the section in between them.
Well, no, you already have section up on line 20.
Mm-hmm.
So you started with section of the section table. Section table. You've joined it to the professor table. Now you're joining in the term table. So you could swap those. Put the professor first, and then the section second, and then the term third, and then it would go in order. Okay, but now look at 20. On line 20, you have section, and then on 23, you're putting section again. Instead, okay, so get rid of this 20 section and put professor there instead. So if you get rid of that section, and then on line 21, get rid of the join. So it says from professor. And then just get rid of line 21. Okay, and give, okay. So get rid of that, or move that using has to go down below section. Okay, so you have it using capacity on line 23. Capacity is only in one column or in one table. So you wouldn't use capacity to join two tables together. Okay, so now you have all of those joined together. You have the professor table joined to the section table, joined to the term table. So you have everything that you need now. So now we need, go up and look at the instructions again.
Total number of students each teacher can teach.
Broken out by term.
So it needs to say teacher, year, term, and then teaching capacity.
Okay. Okay, so we are going to want to do the capacity is going to be, you need to do a sum of the capacity. Because we're going to add all of the classes for that term together. Okay, and then anytime we're doing a sum, we need a group by, unless we only want one big sum, which we don't.
Okay.
So
We got to
down
do the
at the
group by
bottom
down here, right?
here, mhm. Okay, what are we grouping by?
Um, capacity?
Capacity is what we're adding, but how are we grouping it? What sections, which capacities do we want to add together? So we want to have a capacity, a sum of the capacity that tells us the total number of students that what?
That each professor can teach.
Okay, so we are grouping by professor. But you need to have a column that you're grouping by. And you should pick one of the columns that you have in your select statement.
It's going to have to be professor name then?
Yes. Okay, and then it needs to be broken out by term. So we need to group even further. So we'll put a comma, and then the next thing we're going to group by is, once we've grouped all the professors together, then we need to group within that professor name, the terms. So you want to go with the bigger one first. So you're going to do the year first, and then the season. Actually, you could just do by term ID, and that's actually going to go before. So do term ID, but then move it over in front of the professor name.
And why am I doing that?
Because we're grouping by term first, and then we're grouping by professor. Actually, I don't know. Try it this way and see if it gives you the answers you want.
Okay.
So just
So
run it.
if I use term ID, I'm just looking here and I'm looking up here. So if I use term ID, will it put the year and the term in there together? Or should I put term year and then term season?
Well, so you're grouping by the term ID because you want both the year and the season. And so you could say the year and the season separately, but the term ID will give you the correct year and season.
Because they're both on that same table.
Yes.
Okay.
So run that and see what happens. Okay, so you have.
It gave us everything.
It did. Let me see if it's got the right numbers.
Oh, Nate, that class has 100?
35. Is Barney 35?
Barney's
There's
35.
Then we've got 30, 30, 30, 30, and then 100, 100. Perfect. Yes. It's done. So I guess I have the term ID first. You have the professor name first, but apparently it doesn't matter.
Okay. Because I guess we told it what order when we were above, right? In the select statement.
So yeah, so with me, it's grouping by term first, and then it's grabbing each professor for the term. For you, it's grouping by professor first, and then it's grabbing each term for each professor, but apparently it ends up at the same place. So it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, so next one.
Okay. Report showing the actual number of students taught by each professor broken out by term. And then the columns are name, which is the teacher name, year, term, and student count.
Okay.
And
So,
so that's as far as I got again. So it's just like this other one, right? Except we have to change we have to change capacity.
where are you going to find how many students are actually in those classes? What table would that be in?
That was an enrollment. Hold on. Darn, I don't know. Is it an enrollment?
It is. It's not the enrollment. It is the whole enrollment. The enrollment table tells you what student is in what class
Okay.
or what section. Okay, so we're needing to get the professor, the term, and the enrollment. Okay, so go look at your ERD and figure out what tables you need to hook together to get the professor, the term, and the enrollments together.
Section?
Yes. Okay, so you have, so online, we're online, okay, oh, we're on line 34. Okay, so first let's look, well, no, let's do the from part first. Okay, so where do you want to start? Which table do you want to start with? I would say since I usually go, okay, the professor is the first thing they want, so I'll start with professor.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Okay, so do from professor.
Oh, it doesn't have capital.
And now you're going to join with what?
Let me see. Section ID?
Well, you need to join with the section ID. It's not going to be section ID. What is the same in the professor table and the section table?
Yeah, that's what it was. That section ID is the same between both of them.
There's a section ID in professor?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at enrollment. No, it's professor ID.
Yes. So you're going to join the session using, you're up on line 35.
Join section.
And then using okay, and now you need to go from section to which table?
To, let me look at, nope, that wasn't it. Enrollment.
Okay.
Oh, that's the section ID.
Okay. Okay, and then you need to join with one last one.
Oh, I have to combine one more. Let me see. Term. Student count.
Actually, the section has the term ID in it, doesn't it?
Yes.
So you may not actually have to pull in the term ID unless you need to write out the term season. Oh, you do. Okay. So you need to grab the term. You need to join with the term because you need the term year and the term season.
Okay.
Okay, and you can't use the using on this one because enrollment and term are not hooked together. So you're going to have to use an on. And you need what column is in both the section and the term.
Is between the section and the term? Section and term connect to each other.
And what column do they connect on?
Term ID?
Yeah. Okay, so now because we're using an on, you have to go on section.term ID equals term.term ID.
Oh, can you say that again? You cut out.
Section.term ID is equal to term.term ID.
Okay, can you explain to me what we just did?
Okay, so we need to join term with section because those are the two that are hooked together. But if you look, section is on 35 and term is on 39 and enrollment is between them.
Mm-hmm.
So because enrollment is in the way, we need to say skip over enrollment and go up to section. So we're saying go to section and get the term ID and match it to the term.term ID. Now, if you had used aliases, you could do s.term ID equals t.term ID, but you don't have aliases, table aliases, so you had to write out the whole table name.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to go back and add table or aliases, you can.
Oh, stop.
And then you have the professor up at the top on 34. Now with that, you can change section to just S and term to just T. Okay, so we have all of our tables joined together. Now we need to see what it is we're looking for. So you want the actual number of students taught by each professor broken out by term. So you have the professor name, the term year, the term season, and then you have a count of nothing, but you need a count of what? And you need to get rid of the space between count and the parentheses.
I'm counting student IDs.
Yes. From which table?
From the enrollment table?
Yes.
How do I tell it to do that?
Look down on line 40.
So if I put S term ID, do I have to put all this on there?
No, but
Just-
that tells you, shows you how to do it. What table are you getting student ID from?
The enrollment table?
And how do you say get it from the enrollment table? Just like you said, get the term ID from the section table on line 40.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Am I gonna need a comma here?
Nope. Look on line 40. How did you tell where to look for the term ID?
I put the alias in front of it.
Yes.
Oops.
Oh, that's a comma. There you go. Okay, so we're doing a count of the student IDs, but since you have a count, which is an aggregate function, you need a group by.
So whenever I count or do sum, I need a group by.
Yes. Unless you want to just count everything in the table. But
Okay.
you don't. You want to group it by each professor broken out by term.
So I need to group it by professor. Okay, I'm just gonna do this and then can I put comma term or?
Well, first you need a column. Yeah, you're going to do term, but you have to use the correct columns. So professor is the name of the table, but you need a column within the professor table.
So whenever I group by, I'm not grouping by the table, I'm grouping by columns.
Yes.
And would term ID work?
Uh-huh. But because term ID is in multiple tables, you need to tell which table it's getting it from.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter which one, you just have to get.
I just need to tell it to get it from somewhere.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, run that and see if that comes up with the right stuff. That looks like that worked.
All right. Let me take off all my notes here.
Barney, are you supposed to order it by anything?
It didn't say.
Yes, you do need to order it by something. I think I did, so.
Order it. So we group by.
Right, go look at the question and see if it says.
The actual number of students taught by each professor broken out by term.
I wonder why I have it ordered by. Hold on.
Broken out by term.
This is week 13.
Yes.
Okay.
This is my last practice before my final exam, which I'm afraid of.
Well, the good news is, as long as you've gotten good grades on the other stuff, which you should have, I would think, even if you could get a 0 on the final, you should have a C in the class.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, so, okay. I have it listed in order of, I swear it said to do in order of something, but guess not. Okay. Oh,
Yeah, because I just copied the question and put it right there.
okay. But you need to look at the list that it's telling you to return. It sometimes has it listed in a certain order, and it doesn't always tell you what order to list it in. So go look and see the results that you're looking for in Canvas, and
Yeah.
make sure your results look like their results.
So name, year, term, student count.
But look at the names in the order that they're in.
Name, year. Oh, they didn't specifically say it, right? But it's in alphabetical order.
Yes.
So how do I do that? Order by descending?
It's not descending. What are you ordering by?
It's in alphabetical order, but I don't remember.
What is in alphabetical order?
A to Z?
But what is it that you have listed in alphabetical order?
Student names?
Is it the student name?
Oh, professor name.
Okay, so you're going to order by professor name. Okay, run that. That gets you the right results.
That looks better.
It does.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, next one. I didn't even know what to do with this one. Show a list of the professors Bryce will have in winter. And so it just wants the name of the teachers.
Right. But who is Bryce?
Bryce is a student.
Okay, so we need to hook the students to the professors. So look at your ERD table and see what column or what tables we need to involve to get from the student to the professor.
Oh, yeah, that's why I was confused, because there is nothing that matches on professor and student. So we'll have to go through enrollment and section to get to professor, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna need 4 tables: student, enrollment, section, and professor. Okay, so you have the select the professor name from Professor P, that's correct. But now remember, we're not using the implicit, we need to join. So get rid of the comma and then put join student S. Oh, but we can't go to student first.
Go where?
Professor, where are we going to get to student?
From professor to student. We have to go to section first,
Yes.
and we have to use professor ID.
Yes.
we're gonna have to use the section professor ID.
Using professor. If you're using, you just no. If you're doing on, you can do that, but using, you just put the name that's in common. The column that's in common.
Okay. And so I don't need a where then, do I?
Not yet. Join all the tables before you do a where.
Okay. So we're gonna join section to professor, and then wait, professor to section, then section to enrollment. We're going to have to use section ID. Join. So if this is already here, I don't have to say join section using enrollment, do I?
Well, what's your next? No, you joined enrollment. The section's already there, but you need to join enrollment.
And then I'm gonna connect to the student table using student ID.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Not unique table alias.
Okay, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, because you got, there you go. Okay, so that gives you every professor, but you don't want every professor. You only want the ones that Bryce has.
Yes.
So how do you limit?
Um, this is an order by clause, right?
Nope, order by puts things in order. You want to limit. So how do you select just the tables where the student name is Bryce?
I'm going to have to use the student table.
Okay, you are, but you need to use a where clause. And now you need to,
Oh, what about student name equals Bryce?
that would be perfect.
Doesn't like Bryce.
Okay, why? Why do you think it doesn't like Bryce? What's wrong with Bryce?
Do I need to tell it which table to get the student name from?
Go look at on the student table, what data type is student name?
It's a varchar,
And a varchar means,
variable characters.
right, which is what type?
I don't understand the
It means-
question.
Okay, so basically there's 3 types of data. You have numbers, you have string, and you have a number.
Hang on, I don't know what's happening. I can't hear you. It's not your fault. It's my side. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that last thing that you said about Bryce.
So Bryce is not a number. Bryce is also not a picture or audio file, which means Bryce is a string, and strings always have to be in quotation marks.
Oh.
There you go. Now run it and see what happens. There you go. Now go look at the results it is looking for and make sure they look the same as what you have.
Yes, that's what it says.
Okay. Awesome. You're done.
Okay.
With that.
Okay, I have to figure out which students are all taking econometrics. I didn't even know what to do with this one. I didn't even give myself notes.
Okay, so you need the students. So you know you need the student table, and you need econometrics. What table is
So I put
that
student
one?
and enrollment.
Okay, but where are you going to find it econometrics? The word econometrics. Which
Course?
table will that be?
Course.
What is econometrics? Okay, so you're going to have to connect the student to the course. So look at your EID and figure out how you connect student with course.
Holy moly. We have to go student enrollment section course. So we're going to join all those tables?
Yep. Yes.
And then student ID. Okay, I'm going to join it to section using the section ID.
Yep.
It's not happy with my select.
Okay, so let's look at S, join.
Oh, I didn't give these aliases. Do I have to give them aliases?
E, use ID in common. Join so you don't have to at this point. So that it should be okay. So wait. Okay, so join enrollment using student ID. The student ID is enrollment. Join section. So enrollment and section are being combined with the section ID. That makes sense. And join course using course ID. Oh, the problem is I'm happy with is on line 67. You have the where, but you don't have any stuff, anything in the where. So get rid
Okay.
of the where for now. On 67, get rid of where and run it and see if it runs okay. Okay, so you have, oh wait. You also need to find the ones that are fall of 2016, so you need to join in the term as well.
I need what as well?
The term,
Okay.
because econometrics in fall of 2016.
Okay, so this is the thing. So section is joined to course and section is joined to term.
Mhm.
If I put term in there, it will connect because section is already used. Is that right?
Yes. Which are going to, yeah. So far it's right. Now ask join to term. Okay, and now on the next row you're going to use an on.
Oh, why would I not use a using?
Well, actually try it. I could be wrong. So try using and just say using term ID and see if it's happy with it. Okay, run it and see if it. Oh. Okay, it works. Never mind. You can use using. Okay, so now that you have the term, now we need to limit it to only the students that have econometrics.
Have
So how do
we
we
limited it to only 2016 at this point?
No, we haven't limited it at all. It's giving us everything.
Okay, so we want econometrics first by itself and then fall 2016. So is this a where clause? Oops.
Yes.
Or is it an order by?
No, it's aware.
Where? Let's see. Course name equals econometrics?
Mhm.
How do we make the fall happen?
Okay, so now the second one, we're going to use and.
Oh, we're allowed to do that. And term year equals 2016.
Yes.
And I don't have to put quotes because it's a number.
Yes. Okay, and then you need another and that limits for fall. Okay, so you've got Katie, Kelly, Mandy, which is exactly what you're looking for.
Okay. I need a report showing students' total credit load by term. Sort by year and term in ascending order, and then credits in descending order.
So first you need the total student credit load by term. So you're going to hook that together. And actually, you also need to, so you're going to need to also pull in course.
Yeah, because that's from that the credits are on the course table, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can leave all these here. From these are all the tables I need to join, right?
Yes. Wait, there's more. How do you get from student to term?
Oh, I have to go through enrollment and section.
Yes.
Student. Enrollment with the student ID. Still doesn't like my select statement.
Okay, so from student join enrollment using, oh, okay. Look at your previous usings and see if you can figure out what's wrong.
Oh, well, yeah.
Go look up
I got it.
line 75, or if you figured it out, but that's fine. And you have one more table you've got to join in.
Let me see. Term year credits. Student. We've got the student table. We've got the enrollment table. We've got the section table, the term table. Credits. We have to join it to course so we can find the credits.
Yes.
Okay, there's not anything in common between term ID and course to use.
No, there's not, but there is between section. You have
Okay.
section available to you because you've already used it. You've already joined it in.
So I don't have to do a using?
You know, you have to use a using, but you're going to use the column that's in between course and section.
Oh, course ID.
Mhm. Okay, so that gives you all of the students' names with their term and year and the credits. Students' total credit load by term. Okay, so perfect. You've got Paul twice on there. So, oh, so we need to do by term. See how your Paul has a fall of 2016 twice? So we need to do a group by, and our credits is the total number of credits, which means you're going to have to do a sum of the credits. No, you're not going to group by the sum of the credits.
We're going to put this sum up here, right?
Line 79 credits needs to be summed on 79. Yep.
The sum of I'm going to go back and look and see how I did that. Is that correct?
Yes. Okay, so now we need to group by what? We want our students to be all grouped together, but then it also needs to be grouped by term, I believe it said.
Sort by year and term in ascending order, and credits in descending order.
But that's sort. We're grouping right now. So
Okay.
we're grouping. We want the students' total credits. That means we have to group all of the students with themselves. So first we need to group by the student, and then we want it by term. So we need to group it by the student and then by the term. And so you need to pick a column. So group by student.
ID.
But yes, that would work perfectly.
When I do a group by, do I need the quotes? I don't, right?
No, just using.
Am I allowed to do and?
No, just do a comma. You only use the and in where or having.
Okay. So I grouped it by the student ID. Now I need to group it by term.
Mm-hmm. So what column are you going to group by?
Term season, I reckon. Is that right?
You'll probably want to do by term ID just because you want both the year and the season. Right now there's only 2 seasons, so it would work. Actually, you could do by term season. That would work.
But term ID would include both the season and the year, so that would be fine, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so run that and see what it says. It's going to give you an error, I think, but no, it didn't. Okay.
So I've got,
Okay, so now Paul is grouped together. He has 6.
Bryce has 8.
So if you look at the results that you're trying to get, Paul should have 6, Mandy should have 6, Bryce should have 8, Devin should have 2. Okay, so you've got it correct. Now you need to sort it.
So that's going to be an order by?
Yes.
Order by student name?
Yeah, is that what it said to do?
Student total credit load by term. Sort by year and term, and then credits.
Okay, so first you need, so you're gonna order by year, and then by term, and then by credits.
And I can use an and in there?
No, you're gonna use commas. Okay, but that's not going to work because you need the columns, the column names.
Oh, that's right. And
You're not other people that we know.
so if I put credits right here, even though it's not in the term, in the
But
term
it's
table,
well, no, so it's going to be the sum of the credit.
it's going to be what?
The sum of the credits. Because you don't, because, so if you look up at your, on line 79, you have the sum of the credits. If you do by credits, it's going to not know what to do. So you need to do the sum of the credits.
Okay.
Okay, so run that and see what happens.
Still not in the right order.
Okay, so look and see what it said to do.
Okay, show each student's total credit load by term. It has that, right? And
Yeah.
sort year and term in ascending order. And then credits in descending order.
Okay, so year and term. So you need to do term year, term season, and then ASC on both of those. And then the total credits in descending. Okay, run that and see if that.
Well, the other one says Paul, Mandy, Kelly, Katie, Bryce. This says Paul, Mandy, Kelly, Katie, Devin.
Okay.
I don't know, it looks right though, right? Because it has it's got the 2016s first, and then the 2017s, and then the most credits first, and the last credits last, right?
Let's see what I have. What's going on? Let's see. I think I've got mine messed up a little bit.
Year
What
and
number are we on?
we are number 6.
So you have, let's see, what is it supposed to look like? Paul, Mandy, Kelly, Katie. And you have,
So it's Paul, Mandy, Kelly, Katie, Devin, and then this other one says Paul, Mandy, Kelly, Katie, Bryce. I think
okay,
it missed a fall.
what's happening is they have ordered by the name as well. So you don't have it ordered by the name, and or actually you do. No, you don't. So maybe do by name as well. Although it doesn't say to do it by name. But basically your MySQL is ordering, like once it gets down to the sum where you have the same year and season and amount of sums, then it's sorting not in alphabetical order. So if you look at Kelly and Katie, Kelly and Katie have both the same term and year and the same number of credits, which is what you are sorting by. And then for some reason, it's sorting the name in descending order instead of ascending order. that shouldn't matter because they specifically told you to sort by the term, the season, and the sum of the credits. So I would just leave it. It's not exactly the same, but it is sorted correctly according to what they asked for.
Okay. I get rid of my. Okay, number 7 was show students' total credit load by term, but only students with a credit load greater than 3. So it's the same as all of this except for,
Except for you're just doing the credit loads greater than the 3. Sort by year and term and ascending credits and descending. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little bit different. So go up to 86 or go up above to your previous one. And we're going to create a user-defined function, a custom function. So move 75 down to, okay, and on 75, you're going to put drop function if exists. And what do we want to name this function? We named it, oh, I'm sorry, we're not creating a function, we're creating a view. So drop view if exists. I named it student credits V, but you can name it whatever you would like. So student, all in lowercase, student underscore credits underscore V.
that means student credits view?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so now on the next line, well, down 2, you're going to do create view, student credits V.
Oh, I need to put a
Yes, you do.
okay.
And then put as. Okay, now you've got the select statement. And so highlight everything from 78 down to the end of that and indent it 1. Just hit your tab key. All the way down to the order by. And hit the tab key and it should just indent it. There you go. Okay, so what you've done is now you've said you've created this view and now you can reuse the view. So go down below this one.
Oh, so I don't have to copy it. That's what we did. We made that so that I don't have to copy and paste all that.
Exactly. Okay, so now down below this, you're going to do, like on 94, hit the enter key once and then, and one more time. And then on 95, you're going to do select all from student credits V. Except for it all is, you don't say all, you do a.
Oh, that's right. I keep doing that. Sorry.
That's okay. Except for you named it V, not view.
Oh.
And give it a semicolon. Okay, so you need to run the, that's not going to work until you run the creation of the view. So 93, and run that. Okay, and now run that, and you should end up with your results, which you did. Perfect. Now on line 7, we're going to get rid of everything that you have so far. You can keep the your notes if you want to, but get rid of your whole select statement. Okay, and you're going to do select all from student credits V. And now give it a where clause to be only the credit loads that are greater than 3. And to figure out what column you're using, you've got to go up and look at your view and see what you named the credits column. Oh, actually you named it credits. So where credits is greater than 3. So if you look down on your results grid, this is the table that you're pulling from. So if you look at the results grid right now, this is your view that you created. So now it's going to take this view and it's going to go to the credits column and it's going to say, okay, some of these are greater than 3, but Devin it's going to leave off because he only has 2. Okay, so run it and see what you get. There you go. And Devin is gone because he only had 2 credits. And Bryce, Elise, Julia, Preston, and Susan also are probably gone. So scroll down and see if there's anybody below Bryce.
There is not. I can't scroll down.
Okay, so that worked. It got rid of everybody that was lower than 3, or 3 or that wasn't great.
Okay, and then it says in descending order, so I need to do that, right?
3.
Okay, I did something wrong.
It should already be because it's the same. Unaware.
It's
But
not,
if you look, it's already in that order.
but Bryce has,
Yeah, because first, but it's sorted by term, by year first. So you have 2016 first, and then by term, fall is before winter. And then if you have anybody who has the same term and year, then it's in descending order. So
okay.
Bryce is going to be out of order because we sorted winter 2017 after fall of 2016.
Okay.
Okay, so go to number 8.
Okay, report showing the students and their birthdays of students born in September. So we need the student, the date of birth, and then only the ones that were born in September, and we need to format it like that. So the student name as
So
the name.
Yes, and the date of birth, whatever you. So your select statement, you need both the student name and the birthday.
For the
And
birthday.
you want birthday to be an alias of DOB in caps. Okay, where the birth date, okay, so we need to figure out how do you pull out September birth dates?
Well, it's only 09. but I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to just sort. I don't know how to get it out of the middle of that.
Okay, so you're going to use a month function. So on 110, you're going to say where the month birth date, so month, and then parentheses, and inside the parentheses is birth date. Month is going to be in all caps. Equals 9. You don't need to put the 0, just 9.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Oh, and it did it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was afraid I was going to have to format it like that.
No, that's the normal format. Okay, and now number 9. 9 is kind of tricky.
Okay. I need to show the student's age in years and days as of January 5th, 2017. So I need to sort it from the oldest to the youngest. And I need to, so it wants it to say the student, then the student's years, and then the days, then the years and days together.
Okay. So
all that information is on the student table.
well, the birth date is, but you need to get the years. It's not saying what year were they born. It's saying how many years old are they?
Yeah, so I put the date that they want us to know it by and then minus the birth date year, but I didn't know how to put that in there.
Okay. So that's actually not going to do it for you. That's how I started out. And you could do year of, so you could use the year function and you could say the year of the first date and then the year of the birth date. The problem is that anybody who was born January 1st through 4th is going to be wrong. So actually, let's start out that way and just look at it. So go ahead and so the 2017 1-5, surround that in parentheses. In front of that, put year. Year is going to be in caps.
And then I didn't know how to put birth date year in there.
Okay. Okay, and then same thing, the birth date side. So where it says birth date year, get rid of the year.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead and get rid of year. Delete the word year. And now in front of the parentheses, put the word year.
And so I have to do that here, but would I change that to day?
Okay. And now, so take day and put it outside the parentheses. Yep. Yes. Right where your cursor is, get rid of the word day. Can you hear me?
I can. I think you're lagging. I think
Uh,
I'm hearing you. I think I'm just hearing you way after you said it.
ah, so I'm telling you to just got it.
There's,
Okay.
there's something wrong with my internet connection. Is
Okay.
lagging.
So
And then here's days as here's days.
it might be mine too.
Okay, so this years plus days.
Okay. So get rid of that third that that last because I want to do what you have already. Okay, and get rid of the comma. And it's unhappy because why? So from student, oh, get rid of the where.
Oh,
And put a semicolon. Okay, run that. Okay, so
says Elise is 5 years old.
yeah. So that doesn't work
No,
that
it
well.
doesn't.
Actually, I'm not sure why it's 5 years old. Okay, so it was a good idea, but it's not how you do it. So instead, we're going to do date diff.
In the select statement still.
Yep, so you're going to do date diff, all in caps. Okay, and then parentheses. And now we're going to get rid of that year function and just have the date, the 2017-1-5, and it needs to be in quotes because it's a date. I don't know why, but you always put them in quotes. Okay, and get rid of the parentheses. No, you got rid of the quote. You need to get rid of the parenthesis. There we go. And then put a comma instead of a subtraction. And then get rid of the year function and just put birth date.
Do I put that in parentheses?
Nope, just get rid of the year and the parentheses. Okay. Oh, you're not getting rid of, no, leave the as years. Okay. Perfect, run that and see what happens. Oh, it didn't like it because date diff, what? Oh, okay, sorry. The birth date and the date need to be in parentheses together. So it needs to be date diff, parentheses.
Oh, because it wants to group that together.
Yeah, because it's a function. And so we're passing in both of those two dates to the date diff function. Now run it. Okay, so now
Now they're really old.
Okay, so what's happened here is it gave you the right number, but you have the days. That's the number of days, not the number of years. So you need to change it from days into years. How would you take 7,599 and turn it into years?
Divided by 365.
Yes. So after the date diff, put divide by 365. After the whole function. Date diff ends at the end of the parentheses. There you go. Yeah, right there. Okay, run it again. Okay, so now we have Elise being 21 point whatever years old. So we need to round that. So the date diff, that whole thing all the way down to divided by 365 needs to be in parentheses, and we need a round function around it.
Oops.
Okay, run that. Okay, so now, are those the right number of years? Elise should be 19 and it says she's 22. What is the problem? Hold on. We got the date diff, 2017.
Well, the days are all still say 343.
Yeah, the days is still messed up.
Yeah.
Why is it saying Elise is 22?
And it says Devin's only 16.
And Devin should be.
And then birth date.
So Devin is 16, that's correct.
Okay.
But why is Elise 22? Okay, Bryce is 19. Devin is 16. Julia is 18. Katie is 21. You know what? You have Elise wrong in your database. So on line 118,
Do I have to go fix it?
once you fix it, it won't be that hard. Okay, so on line 118, we're going to do an update statement.
Oh, we're updating the database because we learned how to do that.
Yeah. So do update student.
Okay, we're updating the student.
So yes, hold on. Let me find out what Elise's birthday should be. Okay, her birthday should be 1997 5/22. Okay, so you're going to do update student and then set date of birth, whatever you put it, birthday
Birth date.
equals, and then in quotes, 1997 /05/22. And then a close quote.
22. Oh, okay. Sorry, I got confused.
And then where, you always have to have a where with your update or it changes everybody's birth date. Where the student name equals Elise. And Elise is a varchar, so it needs to be in quotes.
And then if I run it, that will fix it.
Okay, so now go back and run your previous one. And Elise should now be Elise should be 19.
What if one?
Oh, it's rounding up instead of doing the math floor. So we need, I don't remember how to do it. Hold on. Floor. So instead of round, do floor.
Oh, that's right. There we go.
Oh, I messed up. Ah, I love helping you because then I see what I did wrong.
Okay. Now we just need to fix the days. I don't know what's wrong with the days.
Elise is 19. Okay, so now the days, we're gonna have to do, you can't do 365 minus the day of the birth date because again, if you have January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, it's going to give you the wrong days. So we have to take that whole thing, the floor date diff all the way to 365 and copy that. And paste it in to just replace the whole 365 minus day birth date. But now instead of wanting the year, we're wanting the days. So instead of divided by 365, we're going to do modulus 365. Modulus is the percent sign. And what that does is it gives you the remainder. Instead of the answer, it gives you the remainder that's left over. Oh, and get rid of the floor. We don't need floor on this one. And the whole parentheses around the date diff. And so that first parentheses and the last parentheses, you can get rid of. Get rid of the last parentheses.
Oh, I thought it just did. It came back.
No. Okay, now run that. Love you.
I get off at 12.
Ugh.
Yep.
That's super late.
Yeah, it is.
All right, well, enjoy your purgatory.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Okay, so Katie should have 173 days. Paul should have 323 days.
Paul's years and days are messed up.
Bryce should have 49 days, so that is correct. Yes, are. Holy cow. So do, so on like line 121, do a select statement for Paul. So select all from student. Just do select all from student. Oh. Okay. And run that. And let's look at Paul. Oh, he was born in 0996.
Oh no.
Okay, so take your update student thing and just change it to have the right birth date. So 1996 2/22. And where the student name is Paul. run that. Okay, and now run the, looks like a Paul. There we go. He was born in this century.
Okay. Now,
And
after I update these, I can take them out, right? I don't need to leave it there?
delete them. You don't want them in there anymore. Okay, so run that last thing. And Paul should have, he should be 20 with 323 days.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so now you need, there's one more column.
We need the,
The year days column. Okay, so what they're saying is they're wanting you to concatenate. So actually take, after that first column, you've got the select student name as name, comma, put that onto the next line. So
this next S?
right there, after name, select student name as name, and then do a hard return. Right there, yes. And indent it a little bit. And then the next one, after years, keep going. There you go, right there. Okay, and then now put a comma, and we're gonna do the last one. Okay, so now we're going to do a concatenation. And our first thing is going to be that floor date diff, except for don't use the as years. Okay, so do your open close parentheses because it's going to get confusing. You need an opening and closing parentheses. Perfect. And then now in front of that closing parentheses, put a comma. And then you're going to put a string that's going to go in between them. So it's going to be in quotes dash YRS.
Like that?
And RS is lowercase. And then a close quote. Oh, actually put a space in front of the close quote. There we go. And then after that, you're going to put a comma.
I'm going to put a space and then a comma?
A space and then the close quote and then a comma.
Why do I need a space?
Because if you look at the result that you're looking for, it has a space between the years and the days. And so we have to put that in because we're making a string.
Okay.
So we have to tell it where to put the spaces because we don't want computers thinking for themselves. Okay, so now we need the days. So take the whole line for the days and you're going to paste that in. Nope, 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 nope. Take the,
This date diff?
oh, oops, except for you deleted that first as years. So take the floor all the way down to 365 on 118, start with floor and copy all the way down to 365. And copy that and paste that on 116 instead of the C.
No, I don't know what happened there.
Okay, so now you're going to take line 117, the date diff, all the way to 365. And copy that. And paste that in instead of day. and now a comma, and a string that's going to be dash days with a capital D. Close quote. Okay, run that. Oh, it's not happy. Why are you not happy? Okay. Okay, so on line 116, get rid of the opening and closing parentheses. I don't think that's the issue, but they're not needed. And the closing parentheses. Oh, no, that's not what it's unhappy about. Okay. For the opening. Oh, it does need a closing parentheses. Because look, you've got, if you look at floor, you've got 1, 2 opening parentheses. So you need 1, 2 closing parentheses. There you go. Now run it.
No, my gosh.
Just
We didn't tell it what, we didn't give it an alias yet, right?
Yeah. And the alias is year days. Okay. Lovely. And now I think you have to order it. I'm not sure. Okay.
Oldest to youngest. We have to order it from oldest to youngest.
Okay, so you're going to order it by the first thing and then by the second thing. We have order by, what in the world did I do?
Order by years and
The order by that first one. Except for change floor to round. For that, no, and get rid of the divided by 365. Okay, so sorry, I realized I had done it wrong, so I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. Okay, so you're going to get rid of the round and get rid of the divided by 365.
but we don't we want it to be the exact same thing as it was?
No, because we're ordering by who's oldest, and we choose who's oldest by just who's oldest, like by the difference between now and their birth date. We don't need to change it into years. And we don't need to round it. If we do, we may not get the exact right order. Okay, so run that. And make sure it's in the right order.
It's supposed to be oldest to youngest, so
It needs to be descending.
that looks better. I see my results. Katie, Paul, Preston, Mandy.
Denise, Bryce, Kelly, Susan, Julia, Devin.
That looks right.
Okay, awesome.
Good
and
job.
we done.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much
You're welcome.
for all of your help. And
Good luck with the final. I If you want to, I have a Quizlet that I created that's private because you're not supposed to stick stuff on Quizlet. But Quizlet is really good for me. So you can make private lists, but I can like invite you to it if you want to study for the final. It's basically, I don't know, it may or may not help you, but I go on Quizlet and I use the learn function, and it gives you the questions in an order, like in a certain order that helps you to learn it better. And so it like you have to get it right 3 times in order for it to dismiss it. Does that make sense? Have you used Quizlet before?
I have not ever used it.
Okay, so if you go to Quizlet, Quizlet.com. And if you just search, are you at Quizlet.com?
Yes.
Okay, so if you just search Intro to Database and then BYUI, there's a whole bunch of different like lists of different sets that people have created. So for instance, there should be one of the first ones, like number 5 is Introduction to Database Management by Mershukla. Do you see that? Here, actually, let me share my screen. Unshare yours. I'll share mine. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.